it also allows the notion of agriculture not being a business. It removes all that notion. It
It's
now
true.
becomes agriculture is a business, and
Yes,
you're in there to be in business, you know.
you're
So
right.
all those performance indicators being there, and you having a right way to track that, enables the business also to grow. So from now small scale farming to professional farming to a big enterprise.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shift Agri Hub Podcasts. I'm your host, Margaret Mbesa. In today's show, we have Stanley Somba, who is a beekeeping entrepreneur and is also the winner of the Global Student Entrepreneurship Award for the Middle East, Pakistan, and African region. Congratulations, Stanley, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
My name is Stanley Ngeli Somba. I'm a 23-year-old Kenyan born again guy. So I'm an entrepreneur running Ngeli Foods. I'm also a data analyst, and I'm also a teacher at a local primary school in Athi River.
You know, beekeeping is not really the most popular agricultural venture for young people. And I'm curious to find out what attracted you to beekeeping? What drew you or inspired you to get into beekeeping?
After I had finished my high school education, the transition to now university, there's usually a short break right there. So in that break, I realized that my family was consuming so much honey, and the honey that we are getting in stores is mostly adulterated. So my parents opted to buy some hives in Makweni, but the production was very low, and the maintenance was quite low because they were very busy in Nairobi just trying to fund us and to maintain us as a family. So just seeing that opportunity and that gap, I tried just incorporating my skills of leadership and just responsibility to go and take care of the beehives, and that's how my whole magic and journey of entrepreneurship started.
Okay. So you kind of took over your parents' beehives and started managing them on their behalf.
Yes, that's what happened. So they initially had 20 hives, and that's what I started with.
Okay. Okay, you say initially they had 20 hives. How many hives do you have now?
Currently, I'm close to 100. I'm at 100, 5 times more.
5 times more.
Yes,
You're solely responsible for
definitely.
buying and maintaining them.
Yes.
All right, then that's a very interesting one. You know, finance, it's a big challenge for young people, even when they start thinking of farming or even any other business venture. So, how did you start financing this venture?
First thing that I did is with the 20 hives, I tried optimizing them really so much. So with those 20, I made sure that I worked hand in hand with a beekeeping specialist, so that we can try and get some good gains from that. So in terms of honey production, in terms of the entire value addition chain for the bees. So from that, now I was able to add more from the honey sales. But apart from that, the reason why the numbers are growing that way is also because of now in terms of business sacrifice. So
Okay.
I've put and I've dedicated all my money towards, especially in in my university education, all my money was going towards the business. So
Okay.
by that I mean every pocket money, it's better I carry food that rather than buying food, and then that little money will add up to something in the company. Or even apart from that, also innovative ways of funding your company.
Yeah.
So for example, there's a lady who's really part and parcel of this business, who manufactures hives.
Okay.
So I used an innovative way of just buying the hives by me giving her honey, and then we barter trade it with hives. So you see, that's quite innovative, and it still funds the business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. So, you're saying your initial capital came from your pocket money and
Yes.
you are able to raise some money. Then, thereafter, you partnered with one of the partners for the maybe to buy the beehives
Yes.
and trade with honey and beehives.
Yeah.
That's very unique. And how did you come up? Did you propose to her, or is she the one who proposed? That's a very interesting arrangement.
Yes. So I have a close relationship with a lady who sells the hives. So she's actually the owner of the school that I teach.
All right.
So just having that close touch really ignites the mind to have creative ideas. So she really she is part of my customer database. So just knowing that she wants the product and I have it and we can use now that opportunity to barter trade is what brought the entire idea.
Yeah, that's very unique. You know, financing is quite a challenge and one of the deterrents for most people, not just young people, for anyone to start a business. So that's a very good challenge.
Yes.
That let's think outside the box.
Yes.
All you need to do is maybe propose an idea to someone, and who knows, that could be the start of a new business, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a very innovative way of sourcing for money for your business.
Yes.
So as we are looking at financing, I would like to find out, do you have like a business partner?
So currently my business model is that I am the only partner.
Okay.
But I'd really give credit to my parents.
Yeah.
Because they've been part of the journey.
Yeah.
So if I was to ever include partners, they'd definitely be them. It'd
Yeah,
definitely be them. Yeah.
All right. So in what way have your parents supported you?
So they've supported me fully, like whole in and out. So in terms of finances, because at times for a business to grow you really need some loans and so on. So part of my journey in terms of my growth, I've borrowed some money from my parents, which I have paid. It's usually normal if you borrow money from your family, you don't pay.
Or
I,
you have paid
I have
for
paid
the money,
yes.
for the loan, eh?
Yes.
All right.
So apart from even financial support, they're both entrepreneurs. So just guiding me on the right business processes, on when it is right to do something, on the risks. They've really shaped my entrepreneurial journey. So I give them very much credit towards my entrepreneurial journey.
Wow. So other than being parents, they've also been your mentors.
Yes.
Wow, that's a very good relationship.
Yeah.
At some point, they didn't think, now you have a whole degree, why don't you try getting a job? Are you sure you want to get into beekeeping? Were there any doubts or
Definitely.
such conversations going on?
I think any normal parent, that conversation has to be there, you
Yeah.
know. But it drops down to now the entrepreneur again. What is your vision? What is your mission? What is driving you? If you wake up every day and you're driven to be an entrepreneur and you show that you can do it, it is just you being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Oh, that's nice. Kudos to your parents. Because this far, you've come a long way.
Yes.
Yeah. So how long have you been in business?
So this is my third year in business. In terms of now as a bee farmer, this is my third year having hives and so on.
Okay.
Yes.
So how many hives do you have?
Currently, I have 100 hives.
Yeah, you've told, yeah, you have 100. So what was the pace for your growth? Because 100, accumulating 80 hives in a span of 3 years or so,
With limited resources.
limited, now we are trying to figure out limited resources.
Yes.
It sounds that maybe, I don't know, how did you stretch your resources? It sounds quite perhaps-
Exponential.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does, yeah.
So how I think it does seem and sound very exponential, but it drops down to what you do each day. So the growth from 20 to 100, that 5 times is more about just managing first what you have really well. So if you have 20, make sure that 20 won't go to 18. Try and use the most with what you have currently,
Yeah.
with still a very big goal. So from there now, I went on just slowly. Actually, initially, I bought 5 hives.
Okay.
So it went to 25, you see.
Yeah.
So from there now is when now the innovation and all that kicked in.
Yeah.
So now me working with the lady who
Yeah.
owns the school. The school
Yeah.
is called Royal Blossom Education.
All right.
So I worked with her, and she really has really aided in my hive growth. And then apart from that, just trying to minimize your expenses. So the more you minimize, the more you, even just not from a business perspective, but also from an entrepreneurial perspective. Me
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, because I knew what I wanted, I really want my business to grow. I had to deny myself some of the things that seem cool as of now, but
Yes.
for sure, I will get the cool.
Yeah.
I will still get the cool.
Yeah, free now, because you've mentioned you've paid your parents' loans, And for this lady, it was, barter trade, or you still have other loans that you're maybe paying.
I think for any business, if you want to grow, debts are good. So if you can manage to contain and manage your debts well,
Yeah.
you're at a better place than saying you do not have debts. So I
Yeah.
still have debts, but
Yeah.
I am managing them responsibly.
I like that.
Yes.
Managing them responsibly.
Yes.
All right. So let's look at the journey for you to winning this award, such a significant achievement.
Yes.
Thank you for flying the Kenyan flag high.
Thank you too.
Yeah, in entrepreneurship. That's so commendable. Eh? So you won the award for Africa, East Africa, and Pakistan, isn't it? So
Yes.
take us through the journey, how you came across this competition,
Yeah.
and how you ended up being the winner.
I had a graduation party in November. And so in the graduation party, one of the lady who baked my cake is an entrepreneur. She has a bakery and all that. So she forwarded me a link of just a Global Student Entrepreneurship Awards competition whereby it starts locally in your country. And so just like the normal, I went to the link, recorded myself a video just explaining what I do, wrote a proposal, and sent it. Fast forward to this year now is when the competition started officially. So the Kenyan local one, it was my first time pitching a business idea to investors and also to a panel of judges. So I didn't even know what it entailed. I just knew I need to go and say my numbers, say my vision for the business, and that was it. And so first day I didn't even have slides, and I think for a presentation PowerPoint is very important.
Okay.
So you can imagine how it was. Yeah. But I think the energy, just having an entrepreneur is more about the person. So I think they saw the great energy in me, and I made it to the next level of the competition now for the Kenyan competition. And so me reaching there, now I had to give my best. I went, prepared slides, learned how to make a pitch, learned how to address yourself and sell your business idea to in front of people. And so went on with the competition, now the local competition, for 3 more rounds till the
Okay.
finals, which were held in Serena Hotel.
Okay.
So now for the finals, I went with great energy, good vibes, positive attitude
Right.
towards it. And
Yeah.
by God's grace, I also won that. So from there, now you go on to the regional competition, which is now the Middle East, Pakistan, and Africa region.
Yeah.
So student entrepreneurs from all those regions come and compete and pitch their ideas still. And by the grace of God again, I won that as well.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm sure this experience has really grown you as an
Definitely.
entrepreneur
Yes.
and stretched you also as a person, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are some of the maybe takeaways or insights you can share with other young people that you got from this experience? Being part of this competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say one of the greatest thing that I learned from the competition, because you see the competition is called Global Student Entrepreneurship Awards, but it's a competition from an organization called the Entrepreneurs Organization. So the Entrepreneurs Organization is an organization whereby entrepreneurs meet together and just share with among each other, just creating an ecosystem where all of them can thrive. So what I've learned so much from the entire competition and the organization is that for people to grow in any aspect or whichever age group you are in, I think you grow better when you're working as a team. Even if you're in different industries, just checking up on each other, knowing how you're going on, that will motivate you and it will make you really push yourself out of the comfort zone. So that is one takeaway that I've learned so much from them.
Yeah.
Second thing that I've learned is that, there's no limit, literally.
Yeah, there
Because you
isn't.
see, this is a story of a young boy from Makueni County going all the way to South Africa twice in a year in such a short span. So there's no limit. So the Entrepreneurs Organization is just really teaching you that however your product is or whoever you are, however, just you as an entrepreneur can drive your business to as much as you want. So there's no limit whatsoever in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's important for especially young entrepreneurs to know that there's no really limits.
Yes.
Most of the time we put the limit to ourselves, but there are resources out there that can help an entrepreneur to be able to scale and grow their business.
Definitely.
So when it comes to beekeeping, what do you enjoy the most?
What I enjoy the most in beekeeping is just how fascinating that little young creature, a little bee creature can do so much. Because you see, the bee is not just responsible for giving us honey. The bee also gives us six more products. That is royal jelly, propolis, pollen, bee stings, which are called venom,
Yeah.
and so on. So just that entire creature just doing all that, and then just apart from that, being able to pollinate our crops. 65 or to 70% of our crops are pollinated by the bee. So that is what I enjoy most about beekeeping, just how vast the bee is and how small it is, but still vast with.
So from the 100 hives, what type of hives are they? Are they the modern one, the traditional hives?
So personally, I work with Lanstroth hives, which are the modern hives.
Okay.
But you see, as a business, my business, Ngeli Foods Limited, we also partner with farmers who have the traditional hives. And that's where now our social responsibility really plays a big role, because as a company, our CSR entails us empowering the farmers. And so how do we empower the farmers? We empower them by just showing them a right way of transitioning from traditional to modern, and explaining to them why the transition is important. Because you see, you might come and offer a solution, but why is the solution important? It's important because we are caring about the environment. We are caring about them themselves as farmers as well. Just not to get little honey that is low quality. We want them to get good quantity and quality. So
Okay.
it's a journey for us, and that is really played bigly with with the corporate social responsibility part of the company.
So you have an integrated social responsibility component in your business,
Yes, I do.
which is mainly what? It's
It entails
training. Tell us more about it.
yes, the corporate social responsibility entails now working with farmers, bee farmers all over Kenya. So what we do essentially is just trying to walk that journey with them, because you see, my journey started with my parents not knowing how to manage the hives.
Yeah.
So just trying to now minimize that for the local grassroots farmer, trying to empower them with the knowledge and resources on how to perform their beekeeping ventures. So that's what all the CSR entails.
Oh, well done. That's a very good initiative.
Yes,
How
thank
many?
you.
Yeah, that's very good. Excellent. How many farmers are you working with presently?
Currently, I'm working with around 15 farmers, averagely 5 to 10 hives per farmer.
Wow, so around 150.
Yes,
100 to 150 hives
yes,
from the farmers.
yes.
All right, I think that's a good number of hives. And you say that you want to educate the farmers to transition from the traditional hives to the modern hives.
Yes.
So, what are the benefits of modern hives?
So some of the benefits of the modern hives, first is a better bee colony. So
Okay.
you get healthier bees, and healthier bees means more honey, more bee products, better for the environment actually, because it will pollinate more plants. So
Okay.
that is the first advantage of having the modern hives. Second thing about modern hives, it's just the efficiency in it, because you see, the log hive, there's no chamber where the bee will produce honey and larva and all that. But the modern hives is very good because it has a chamber where the queen bee, which is the mother bee, will have its portion. It will lay all its eggs there. All its food now that is intended for it will be there. And then there's also a chamber for the honey. So that makes it very efficient for you as a bee farmer to just be able to harvest honey efficiently and in a better way.
Okay. Yeah, so those are very good incentives for a farmer to transition from the traditional to the modern. Though the cost varies, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
The cost is a bit more. But I guess the benefits from what you've mentioned, I think they have the productivity improves, the quality of honey also goes up.
Yes.
So it kind of balances it out, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
And despite the extra costs, the benefits attached to that
Yeah.
are, I think, worth it. What do you think?
Definitely. You see, any people who are buying hives usually enter into it with a with an objective of getting money from it.
Yes.
So in terms of honey, and then they sell the honey.
Yeah.
So you transitioning to a modern hive is just part of that journey. It means you're investing, and an investment, you're expecting a return.
Yeah.
So you can't expect to invest in something that is not quality
Yeah.
and get a good reward. So it's just the
True.
same idea now.
You're right.
Yeah.
Talking about, people wanting to go into beekeeping, there's this notion that once I buy my hives, buy the best quality, invest, take them maybe up country or somewhere where there's good forage for the bees, and then I leave them, come back after 6 months or come back after 3 months, and the bees will do their job. They'll
Yes.
start manufacturing honey.
Yeah.
So is that the right attitude?
No, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
You see, the bee, yes, as we are saying, the bee is such a fascinating creature.
Yeah.
It will try to be resilient and do
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah.
But it cannot work that way.
Yeah.
Just think of beekeeping just like any other business or just like your personal life.
Yeah.
The more responsible you are with your own life, how you take good care of yourself,
Yeah.
is the better person you'll be.
Yeah.
The same to a business. The more emphasis and the more care you do to it is the better outcomes it will come. So let's now come into picture with the bees now.
Yeah.
If you put a beehive and expect after 6 months you'll have honey, good produce, it cannot work that way. You have to constantly check up on that hive. You need to check if there are predators, there are bee predators that can attack your hive in the 6 months. So know how you'll maintain that. Know how you'll handle even honey badgers. So it's a
Alright.
whole process. You just don't leave it there. Even advisably, you can even do it 4 times a month. Just check up on it 4 times a month, so that you're up to date with everything that is happening there.
All right.
Yeah.
So if someone is working maybe in the city or in towns, then they need to make maybe a weekly trip over the weekend to go and have a look and monitor how the bees are and the hives.
Let's say twice a month. So
Twice a month.
yes,
Okay.
twice a month.
Twice a month is ideal.
Yes.
How often do you go? Because I don't know whether do you live there? Do you live in Nairobi? How often do you
First-
inspect your hives?
Yes. So now, since the business is growing,
Yeah, yeah.
I've had the good opportunity of getting a team.
Okay.
So my team is fully in Makweni. I have guys who are responsible for that. I have guys who I hold accountable about the beekeeping. So for me, I wouldn't say I go twice. It's a daily thing. We have to check the hives on a daily so that we check what's the update. Yes.
Okay, but for someone who doesn't have a team or who's not based on site,
Yes.
your recommendation is to visit the farm at least twice a month.
Twice a month would be ideal.
Will be ideal.
Yeah.
All right. So from your experience as a beekeeper, what are the key production maybe practices around beekeeping that have really been beneficial to you, particularly as a beekeeper, that you've seen when you carry out those practices, the health maybe of your bee colony is better, there's improved honey production? Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you been able to optimize your honey production?
So how I've been able to optimize my honey production, and just let alone honey production, just the entire bee value chain production,
Yeah.
is by first working with a qualified person. So, and that is a big advice to anyone who wants to enter into any entrepreneurial journey. Try and work with people who are knowledgeable about what is going on. Or if not even just working with people, try and empower your mind with knowledge, with try and read as much as possible about that practice.
Yes.
So for me, I work with guys who are really qualified, like bee experts, bee people who have certificates in the beekeeping course.
Okay.
So, and apart from that, constantly, every day, every week, I have to teach myself something new about beekeeping, so that I'm up to date with the trends, with the new ventures that are coming with beekeeping. So that, I think, is how I've been able to manage my honey production. So anything new comes, I have to know it.
Yeah.
Anything of the past, I have to read about it. I have to watch about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the bee qualified people, do they come in as consultants, or you also have them on the ground?
So in the beginning, since I didn't have the capacity to to have them as part of the team.
Yeah.
It was more of consultancy.
Okay.
But now with time, I've been able to have now a professional qualified guy who's now part of the team.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, many times as farmers, you know, people feel maybe it's too expensive to maintain a qualified person on the farm. So what have you seen that, you know, the trade-offs are you have to pay the salary and a competitive salary so that they can, you know, stay and work versus maybe what you're getting out. So what could be the what could be the benefits that you have seen despite you committing to an extra costs?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all this drops down to you being very creative.
Yeah.
You're trying to think outside the box.
Okay.
You know, even having a permanent person necessarily doesn't mean I have to pay him per month. You know,
Okay.
it means you can pay him per how their key performance is. You know,
Okay.
in terms of honey production, in terms of your team, how well he's managing the team. So I think it drops down to how creative you are.
Yeah.
So with the little resources, you can make so much benefit from that little.
Okay.
So it can be now from consultancy, just
Okay.
get, even if it's an 1 hour call with them, just to listen what entails the proper way of doing business.
Okay.
From there, now you can implement it in your own business. And you see such things, you can even have a conversation about it and
Yeah.
not even pay someone really for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not even about resources at times for you just gaining more knowledge.
Yeah.
It's more about you as an entrepreneur knowing how you'll get that information. Yes.
It's true. So you have to move from your comfort zone
Yes, definitely.
and go and look for this information and think outside the box,
Definitely.
like you've mentioned. Oh, that's quite interesting. That thinking about your performance of the staff members and trying to tie that to the monetary gain that they'll get.
Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting, especially in farming.
Yes.
Because most of the time when we have performance issues, it's mainly in the corporate sector.
Yes.
Because you have to be sure what indicators you're going to measure. Yeah. Or to use to be able
Yes.
to compensate
Yeah.
the employee.
Yes.
Okay,
And
thank
I
you for
think
that.
with that also, it also allows the notion of agriculture not being a business. It removes all that notion. It now
true.
becomes agriculture is a business, and you're in there to be in business, you know.
You're
So
right.
all those performance indicators being there and you having a right way to track that enables the business also to grow. So from now small scale farming to professional farming to a big enterprise.
Wow, well said.
Yes.
Well said.